Cardano is right on schedule, and I realize right off the bat, me saying that might frustrate some people, but it just, if you're a zoomed out long-term thinker, if you see what's going on with Cardano, if you see what's going on with crypto is right on schedule. And so I want to break down the Cardano charts on the short term. I want to show you what's happening. Everything is just really nicely happening from a technical analysis perspective, especially from Cardano and structure and targets and all of these different things coming together. I want to break it down very simply in this video. I want to start by just saying, none of this is a prediction. I'm here to visualize every scenario so that I personally can just be prepared. I enjoy tracking this and being in this journey with you all. I did this video yesterday, Bitcoin in pursuit of parabolic move. And right in the first minute, I said, this might not happen. We talked about we talked about downside for Bitcoin, downside targets for Bitcoin. And I got so many comments, I think maybe just because I used the parabolic move. And I know many of you will say, don't even pay attention to it, Dan, but I just had to get this off my chest. There are a lot of thumbnail investors out there, and they just look at the thumbnail and the title. And I encourage each and every one of you, if you're still watching this video a minute in, don't do that. Don't do that. Number one, don't take advice from YouTubers. But number two, don't go on YouTube searching crypto content and making decisions based off what the sentiment of a YouTube title is or something like that. I just wanted to say that and I just need to get that off my chest. Let's dive into the Cardano technical analysis. This is ADA on the daily. Bitcoin's been really boring. Cardano's been kind of boring too, but I like what's going on from just an analysis perspective. I want to start real quick. This is a clip from, this is April 22nd, and it just lays really good context to exactly what's happening with Cardano right now. Check it out. To that area, that 41 cent area, the neckline area, it's the 20-day moving average area. What happens there? Is there going to be rejection? But on the flip side, is there going to be an explosive move back above that area? Because if there is, that could be our, well, we got our answer. We didn't get the bullish confirmation we wanted, everybody. This is the daily chart. We go to April 22nd, and we were kind of like right in this general area, and you can see ADA pulled back. We got the pullback we were discussing, and this is exactly why we anticipate things. It's not to say that it's definitely going to happen, but there so often is the case that these areas get tested. And so it got tested, and you can just see very clearly on the daily chart, it completely failed at that area. Confluent with that resistance area, and this is why we anticipate these things, we had the 20-day moving average. So just perfect resistance from a technical analysis perspective. Interestingly enough, we popped right back down now to the 50-day moving average, and this is really setting up from a cool perspective on the zoomed in 4-hour charts, which we're going to look at in a minute. Now, we got the support bounce at the 50. Right now, are we going to get a support bounce? We can look at that, and we're going to, but we're also going to discuss and explore if it doesn't support, if we don't see support this time. So 50-day moving average, and literally right now, I mean, we have a pretty new candle that just opened around a half hour ago. You can just see it there on the screen right there, not doing much, just above the 50-day. This could just fall right now, and we could see a daily candle below. So it's going to be very interesting over the next 24 hours just to see what happens at this 50-day moving average, right around 38.5 cents. We see a wick of yesterday's daily candle kind of popping below, back up, and look, right here we go, testing it as I do the video. Going to be really cool to see over the next 24 hours or so what happens here. What are markets doing in general? That's something I'll be tracking, but we get more guidance on this 4-hour chart. Remember, on the daily, let me just set the tone real quick. On the daily, we have the inverse head and shoulders we're tracking, right? That's where this neckline came into play. We didn't see support above the neckline revisit. We would like to have seen bullish confirmation support for continuation. We fell below. Then we started to explore the pullback scenario. What happens there? Well, we got resistance, rejection. And now here we are. We're at the 50-day moving average. Just to sum that up real quick, because on the 6-hour, here's what it looks like. This is the rising channel that we were tracking for ADA. So if we take our brush and we look at this, it was back here right around April 21st or so. ADA is falling to downside. We got to pull back to that area. At the same time, we were pulling back to the neckline, and it's rejection at this area as well. So the target to the downside out of this rising channel, right around 34 cents or so. So ADA comes down. We see all the support we've been seeing at that 50-day moving average. We even got the pullback to the neckline as well as this lower trend line rejection. We're coming back down. It's not to say it is going to just definitely continue falling down to its 34-cent target, but it is so in play. And the thing that's intriguing about the 34-cent target is this. This is a video clip I did. This is April 19th, even further back. Check this out really quick. So the swing low in beginning of March, towards the beginning of March, to swing high, we have this green channel. It's a higher low area. The 618 is right around 36 cents. The 786 right around 33 cents. And right in between there, so 33 to 36 cents or so, that's that support area. And this is where our target is for ADA out of this rising channel. It's 34 cents. So if we kind of get some context on the daily chart, this is what it looks like. The Fibonacci that we were tracking in that video in April, swing low to swing high, there's that area. And we were discussing this. This was the 19th back here when we were above the neckline, right? So 8 is above 40 cents, and we're just hoping for bullish continuation, but anticipating just if crypto just starts dipping and things start, they're just not good. And that's what happened, right? It's one of those scenarios we anticipated, and we're still not even at the target of, number one, the trend line or the rising channel target of 34 cents. But number two, the higher low Fibonacci. So you can see the higher low Fibonacci right around 36 cents at the 618 and then 33 cents at the 786. And our target of 34 cents kind of right in there. So what's in play for me now is kind of a fall into that area. And that's not a prediction. It's an in-play area if this 50-day fails. To the upside, it's just another, we're going to just continue to anticipate what happens at this neckline. Look at this neckline. It's a neckline for a reason. It's a trend line that it is a cause of resistance for ADA. And so when we do get the scenario it pops above, the question is, will it hold support? And it just didn't the one time it did. So resistance, resistance, resistance. If ADA bounces off the 50-day, what happens at the 40 to 41 cent area again? Is there going to be resistance, continuous consolidation, or can ADA actually really break above and start just seeing support above that area? That's what I'm watching to the upside. To the downside, I'm just mentally prepared for crypto just to keep performing not very well right now. It's a volatile week, a lot going on this week in traditional markets. And if that were the case, I'd be evaluating what happens at this support area to the downside. Ultimately, we could be seeing from the swing high a fall of 22 to 28% or so. Right now, we're down around 16% or so. Just to give you an idea of this consolidation that ADA is in. Even with a 20+% dip for ADA, realize what's happening on the chart. And this is where it comes into play for me to say something like ADA, Cardano is on schedule, because even after a dip that size, and we had a pretty big dip back here, and this was just in February, if you remember, this was almost 30%, right? Everybody kind of thinks, not everybody, but a lot of people are just, it's over. We're going all the way back down, new lows in play. And then it's just a higher low, right? Before another higher high. And this was a pivotal move for Cardano on the macro. I'm still very excited about that swing high that ADA delivered. So right now we could be, even if there's more downside, just talking about a higher low, a continuation for ADA throughout the exit of this bear market that we were in. This is what it looks like on the weekly chart. It's the 20-week moving average down here around 36 cents. So all of these areas we just discussed, namely this Fibonacci higher low area, could be tested on the weekly, right? This 36 cents, that's right around that 20-week moving average. That's the higher end of that Fibonacci channel. So that support area is very crucial to see what happens. How does a weekly close, or how's a weekly candle close if ADA does fall into that range? That's something we'd be tracking. But on the short term, let's see what ADA does with this daily candle above or below the 50-day moving average. That's what I'll be watching. But at the end of the day, everybody, absolutely nobody knows what's going to happen. These are not predictions. I'm just tracking the charts with you all so that I can just personally have a level-headed approach in these markets and make key decisions for myself personally. And these charts really help all of these areas. One thing just to note, I should have said earlier on, while we get these consolidations and setups, the things that happen that are meaningful are kind of found on when we start bringing other indicators into play. Meaning, if ADA did fall into this area, what's going on with the momentum oscillator? Are we falling back into oversold? And that's a historically consistent area of opportunity on the daily chart even. And so that's when things become, for me, I look at a chart like that and I'm just I come from more of a place of confidence when indicators really start coming together as ADA is consolidating. So that's a big reason why I track these things. So those are the ADA charts right now. I know we all enjoy the upside. I mean, I really do. I enjoy doing videos more when it's not like this, but it is what it is. It's part of the journey, and we're going to continue tracking it. So let me know your thoughts, comments below. I appreciate you. Hit the subscribe and like. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.